What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with my hands-on and first impressions video of the Google Pixel 10a. Now this is Google's latest mid-range device, and let's take a closer look at it here in this video. So this is the Google Pixel 10a. Now this phone just launched in March of 2026, and as the name of the phone does imply, it is the successor to last year's Pixel 9a. Now, I didn't get a chance to cover the 9a here on the channel, but it is to my understanding that this phone and that phone are very similar, but in many ways, this phone is also building upon the strengths of what we got last year. So the 9a was already a great mid-range option, so Google decided to stick with what's been working for them. And thank you, Google, for being kind enough to send this phone out to me to cover here on the channel. That definitely makes things a lot easier for me. Now, this color is known as Obsidian, and there are a lot of other colors available, so definitely after this video, take a look and see all the various options. I know that some of the other colors are very bright and vibrant, so there really is something for everybody. But here's the box the phone does come in. As you can see, it's a pretty slim box, and I'll show you really quick what all is included. So included in the box is a double-sided USB-C cable for charging and data transfer. Then in this packet, there's some regulatory information, and then we do have a SIM card removal tool. So I do find it interesting that with the Pixel 10a, there is an actual SIM card slot here, whereas the Pixel 10 and Pixel 10 Pro, those devices are now eSIM only. And I certainly do like having the option to put in a traditional SIM card, so I hope that at least with the Pixel A series, that option does remain for quite a while into the future. Now the Pixel 10a does feature an MSRP of $499, so definitely a mid-range device, and I think for a lot of people out there, they don't need to be spending $1,000 on a smartphone. Certainly a device like the Pixel 10a or other Pixel A series phones in the past have kind of hit that sweet spot where it's reliable, works well, has decent cameras too, and really does take care of the needs of most people out there. And another thing I've noticed already since the launch of the Pixel 10a is that I've been seeing a lot of carriers really promoting this device, and even at the prepaid carriers. So it is really cool that not only can you buy this phone factory unlocked, but maybe the carrier of your choice is offering various promotions where you can also save some additional money if you do want to end up getting a Pixel 10a. And definitely the phones that carriers tend to promote are the phones that sell really high volumes. So I have a really good feeling that the Pixel 10a is going to be super successful for the brand. Now with this device, we're getting a 6.3-inch display with Corning Gorilla 7i. Then on the sides of the phone, it is made out of aluminum, so a nice aluminum frame. And then the back of the phone is made out of plastic. Now overall, I don't mind this plastic material. I feel like it looks nice. I like that it doesn't pick up any fingerprints, or at least not too many fingerprints. And in general, it's a really elegant looking phone. It's also really cool to see too that we're not getting a protruded camera bump with this device. It seems like at this point in 2026, every smartphone has a really large camera module that sticks out really far. So it is super rare to find a phone that is completely flat. And that's especially nice when you put the phone flat on a surface, because this phone does not rock around at all. So that really is amazing. And I think this is actually literally one of the only phones I could think of that is completely flat like this. So that in itself makes the Pixel 10a super unique. Now, interestingly, with this device, there is wireless charging, but unlike the Pixel 10 and Pixel 10 Pro, there are no magnets built into the device. So I know that this generation for those devices, they're really promoting Pixel Snap, which is like Google Pixel's version of MagSafe. So basically you can take any magnetic accessory and then attach it to the back of the phone and take advantage of the built-in wireless charging, but there are no magnets built into this device, so you don't get that here. However, if you do want to pair this phone up with a case that does have magnets built into that, then you can totally still use any sort of magnetic accessory. So that's pretty much how it is for most other Android devices, at least outside of the Pixel 10 and Pixel 10 Pro. So it's really not that big of a deal, but something worth keeping in mind. And the reality is most people do end up getting cases for their smartphones. So those cases pretty much always have magnets built in. So I'm not sure if it's even that big of a deal that there's no built-in magnets. It really depends. Obviously, I'd like to have it versus not having built-in magnets, but it kind of is what it is. And the wireless charging in this device is 10 watts. But like I was saying before, with this phone, there is a 6.3-inch display. The corners of the display are certainly very rounded off, which kind of gives Pixel its design language. So very rounded corners in general, both with the display and the actual frame of the phone. And you can certainly see the bezels around the side of the phone. It's not like they're super thin, but at the same time, I do like that they are symmetrical. So that is better than seeing one of the bezels a lot larger than the others. And then with this phone, we're getting an 84.3% screen to body ratio. Now this display is POLED. We're getting a 120Hz refresh rate, so a super fast and smooth refresh rate here with the display, really making this phone feel very premium in general, especially considering that it is a mid-range device. And what's cool too is that this display can get super bright. So I do have the brightness on max right now, and this phone actually has 3000 nit peak brightness, and then the high brightness mode for this phone does max out at 2000 nits. So for that peak brightness, that's going to be when you're using things like HDR, so that's when the phone can get very bright in certain situations, but even at the regular top brightness of 2000 nits, that's really impressive. You don't even find that with some flagship phones. So again, an excellent looking display here with the device. This display is 1080p. We're getting a PPI of 422 and a 20:9 aspect ratio. And in general, this phone again is just very comfortable to hold due to the rounded corners, and I feel like it's actually the perfect size for a smartphone. Now with this device, there is a 13 megapixel front facing camera, and stay tuned for my full review of this phone, as I'll be showing you a bunch of different samples from all the various cameras here on the device. Now internally here with the Pixel 10a, we're getting 128 gigabytes of storage, and there is no micro SD card expansion, but I wouldn't expect that either. And then with this phone, we're getting an in-display fingerprint sensor, and in addition to that, the device does have Face Unlock. And then you probably noticed as well, this phone does have an always-on display. Make sure you do enable that in the settings, but it is there, which is fantastic. And then with this device, we're getting a dual camera setup with a 48 megapixel main camera, and then a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. So one of the things that the Pixel A series is really well known for is basically giving us almost flagship level cameras, despite this phone being a mid-range device. So I've got to go outside and really put this phone's cameras to the test to really know for sure, but so far so good. Quality does seem really fantastic with these cameras, and I certainly do have high expectations. There's some other cool features in here too, such as Add Me, where basically one person will take a photo of one person, then you switch off to the other person, and it'll merge both people into the same photo. So that's really cool. So in general, there's a lot of really cool camera features with the Pixel 10a, so I'm really looking forward to digging into all those various features and then reporting back to you in a separate video. Now performance-wise, this phone does have the Google Tensor G4 processor, along with 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now I did run a benchmark test using Geekbench 6, and here are the scores that I got from that test. So you can see a pretty impressive single and multi-core score, especially for a mid-range device, and definitely so far I've noticed really good performance with this phone. Everything runs super smoothly. It's really hard to even notice that this phone's not a flagship with how smooth it does run. And then with this device, we're getting a 5100 milliamp hour internal battery, along with up to 30 watt fast charging. So 30 watts is pretty impressive overall, especially for a mid-range device. And then that battery is extra large there at 5100 milliamp hours, so that's really nice to see too. So I'm very excited to see the kind of battery life I'll end up getting here with the 10a. And then with this phone, we are getting Android 16 out of the box, and we're getting all the Google goodies here with the Pixel Experience. And this phone will be getting up to 7 major Android software updates into the future, so it's really nice that we'll be getting long-term support here. Now with this phone, we're getting NFC, we're getting stereo audio, we're also getting an IP68 dust and water resistance, so the phone can go underwater for up to 1.5 meters for up to 30 minutes, and you will be okay. Now on the right side here, we have the power button, volume up, volume down. On the left side here, we just have the slot for the SIM card. Up top, we've got the noise canceling microphone. And then on the bottom of the phone, we have the speaker, microphone, and USB-C port. And then on the back of the phone, it's pretty minimalist. We've got that G logo. We have the dual camera setup and the flash, and that's pretty much it. So in conclusion, I'm really excited about the Pixel 10a. I realize that this generation doesn't look a ton different from the previous, but again, Google already had a great thing going for them with the 9a, so they've just continued that here with the 10a. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up. But this is Kevin here. Stay tuned for future content, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and have a great rest of your day.